Are you thinking about or going through a divorce right now and wondering what to do with the huge issue of the house that you're living in? Well, if so, you've come to the right place, because this is our conversation starting now. Hey friends, this is Ginger Faith from Golden Canyon Properties here in the San Francisco Bay Tri-Valley area, helping you make smarter real estate decisions. Divorce is really a challenging time for most people, and depending on how intertwined your life is, it can be even more complicated. In addition to everything that you're facing emotionally, you have financial issues that are real and pressing, and one of the biggest ones is what to do with your house. Even though it may feel that your very foundation has been uprooted and your life's been shattered, your goal is to get through the maze that is this in the most reasonable time with the least hassle and the least expense. The most important thing to do right now is to think with your brain and not with your heart. If you stay to the end, we're going to show you a reason why it's very important to play nice during this time and to encourage your soon-to-be ex to do the same. So before we talk about the 9 options and considerations you need to know, time for a corny joke. Why are divorces so expensive? Because they're worth it. Divorces can be very expensive, not just in attorney and court fees, but breaking up and adding to everything from the furniture to family bundle plans that normally save you money on everything from cell phones to insurance. And all of these things add up quickly. But the number one biggest expense and possibly asset is the house and living arrangements. Because of this, couples often look to the equity that they have accumulated in their house as an opportunity to relieve some of the pressures. And this can be a great idea. There's a number of things that you can do with the existing equity, if you have it. Now is the time to take an honest look at all of your bills and see what you can do to help alleviate expenses, cut back on unwanted items, and even bundling items if there's cooperation between you and your soon-to-be ex. Number 2, start looking at your house as an asset, not as a home. The sooner you can do this, the sooner you can get on with your life and make smarter decisions. Remember and learn from the Hollywood all too much drama War of the Roses. It doesn't have to be a war. And for the sake of everyone's emotional and spiritual well-being, especially if you have children, remember what's important is peace of mind and getting through this quickly, expediently, and with the best possible outcome for everyone involved. You can expect to be on an emotional roller coaster for a while, and don't feel pressured to make any big financial decisions when you're going through a bad day, because they do happen. Put it off to the side for a while. Also, it's really important to look at the team that you have to get you through that, whether that be an attorney, whether that be a counselor, whether that be real estate professionals or any other professional that you can count on that have your back, that you can trust, and that they're willing to guide you through this very difficult time that you don't go through very often. Number 4, don't sabotage your profit. If humanly possible, keep paying the mortgage, HOA dues, and everything else involved. Not only will the fees stack up, if the other spouse is damaged by your lack of payment, you could be responsible for attorney's costs and suits. In addition, you don't want a foreclosure on top of everything else. If you quit claim off the property but are still on the loan, you are still responsible for the payments. Sometimes people get that backward. They think that they can quit claim off and they are no longer responsible, but they are if you're on the loan. So make sure you keep paying your mortgage if at all possible. Plus, when you do that, you're going to keep your credit intact. And one of the main goals of getting through this is to be able to set up for a successful start in your new future. Keeping your credit intact will help you to do just that. Number 5, get a copy of your preliminary title report. There you will find out if there are any judgments or liens or anything that needs to be cleared up before you can sell the house. Imagine finding out that you're not even on title. Number 6, getting top dollar for your property. What used to be your home is now a house and an asset, helping you to get to a fresh start. Oftentimes, it is your main asset. Now is the most important time to really make a reasonable assessment of how much money you can extract out of this house in order to move on with your life. And oftentimes what that means is you'll need to be making minor repairs, have a home inspection, and hire a good stager if your budget permits. If it doesn't permit, then check out my video on staging on a dime yourself. If you don't have a contractor in the family or an inspector, you get an inspector to go through the house just to find out what the best use of your limited cash is. Now, take a look at some of my videos about home inspections, home repairs, and where to best allocate your dollars for top money with the least amount of expense and the most bang for your buck. Generally, this is not the time for expensive, complete redos, but just getting things up clean and fresh, ready to sell. You have enough on your plate, so keep it simple. We do have a program where our company will front the money to help you redo your house. Check to see if that might be appropriate in your situation. Every situation is different. And again, we are looking at getting you through this as quickly and efficiently as possible so that you can move on with your life with peace of mind and money intact to move forward. Number 7, what about cashing one spouse out? Well, I have a number of clients who have done that very successfully. Sometimes this works because one spouse wants to move away and the other spouse, for example, wants to stay put with the children. That could certainly work in the right circumstances. Sitting down and looking squarely at the numbers is the key. Starting as a mortgage broker in 2001, I have a number of videos on mortgages and mortgage planning that may help you in this situation. But the construct is fairly simple. Assuming you'll be pulling cash out of the house and not paying cash to your spouse, you simply get a new cash out home loan, and when the appraisal is ordered, you get the valuation. You then subtract what you owe from the current value and factor in any down payments, any agreements or upgrades previously paid by either one of the parties that's agreed to ahead of time, and then you go from there. Then you request that amount of cash out for the refinance, assuming that the person staying in the house can afford the new payments. Sometimes the spouse that's getting that cash out can now take that money as a down payment for something of their own, again, getting a fresh start. Maybe that's you, and maybe you can use that asset to make your life better going forward. Please be sure to disclose to your lender that the divorce is happening so all the paperwork can be intact and there's no messy surprises at the end. Number 8, can you both keep the house? Well, if you're very amicable, yes. Again, if this is the War of the Roses, no. But if you are amicable, yes, all you need to do is retitle the house after the divorce. You may be community property now or joint tenants, and in this case, using an attorney or title company, you can retitle to become tenants in common going forward. Again, check with your attorney to be sure you're doing things that are appropriate, but that definitely could be done. And you can both keep the house as an asset going forward. Number 9, getting off the hook. In the beginning, we talked about that there was one main reason, and probably many other reasons, why you should be playing nice and you should be encouraging your soon-to-be ex, to play nice as well going forward. One of the big reasons is if one of you wants to start fresh and buy a new house, and the new lender is going to want to be sure that that new home is not encumbered by the soon-to-be ex or recently ex spouse, because they're going to want to protect their investment. They're going to require you or your ex, whoever is the one not buying the new house, to quit claim off of the new property in order to protect them. So if you're not playing nice, how willing is that other spouse to sign off a quitclaim deed. Not very. So play nice because it's the right thing to do, because it's good for you, it's good for your children, it's good for your peace of mind, and it's also good for your money and your wealth going forward. If you are currently going through a very difficult time, which is divorce, then I hope this video has been helpful for you to understand some of the major components in thinking through how to deal with your largest asset, your house. Of course, feel free to reach out to me if there's anything else that I can do to help guide you through this. And in the meantime, understand that what used to be your home can actually be something of great value to you going forward. Your greatest asset, which will help you to have a fresh start going forward. Of course, if I could be of any help, I'm here to help. Feel free to reach out to me, call, text, email, send a carrier pigeon. I'm here to help. Ginger Faith from Golden Canyon Properties here in the beautiful Tri-Valley Bay Area, San Francisco. Take care until next week. Next up, staging on a dime.